some kind of land operation.
Ali, so you're saying it's Israel's preferred position to see, maybe not quite a civil war situation, but the Lebanese army essentially policing the country itself and either forcibly disarming Hezbollah or in some way or capacity getting a disarm. I wonder, in that kind of scenario, where international mediators are, where the global effort to kind of ease tensions before things potentially spiral up.
Well, of course, it wouldn't serve any regional party for there to be a civil war in Lebanon. But it would, by the way, serve Israel. I would not agree to the fact that Israel wouldn't want a civil war in Lebanon. Israel's policy is to have weak states all over the region. Right. And that's been clear, by the way, given how it's approached the situation in Syria. Look at what's happening there with the Israelis continuing to carry out bombardment, etc. So the Israelis would win a civil war scenario. The other parties, whether it be Egypt, Saudi Arabia, even the United, would not be in their interest to have a civil war in Lebanon. The US is building one of its biggest embassies in the world here in Lebanon. So that wouldn't serve those parties, but again, it would serve the Israelis. And we all know the influence that Israel enjoys over US policy. What you're seeing now in Iran, for example, is more an Israeli war than it's an American war. So that scenario is not something which you can outright dismiss, or you can say, oh, the international parties aren't going to agree to that. So it might come to that. Again, I hope it doesn't. And there are some rational minds in the Lebanese state who would strive to prevent such a scenario. But the Israelis would prefer that to happen, and so it can't completely be ruled out.
All right, Ali, thanks for joining us on Al Jazeera. Ali Risk, then.
Agree to disarm. So we're seeing more airstrikes targeting Beirut's southern suburbs. We are at the entrances of the cluster of neighborhoods where hundreds of thousands of people live. A few residential buildings have been hit in the early hours of the morning that followed evacuation orders. Also, Hezbollah this morning claiming responsibility for at least 2 drone attacks across the border, saying they targeted military positions in northern Israel. So Hezbollah appearing to be defiant, not just against Israel, but against the Lebanese government as well, which has declared its military wing basically illegitimate and outlaw, saying that we ban Hezbollah's military activities. So Hezbollah continuing to launch attacks across the border despite that decision by the Lebanese government.
And Zaina, I mean, is the Lebanese army, considering what you've said, is the Lebanese army actually moving in any way to enforce the Prime Minister's decree to disarm Hezbollah?
No sign yet that the army is doing that. In fact, the army was supposed to have begun the second phase of its disarmament plan, an area between the Litani River and the Awali River. This is further north from the border. It has yet to do that. It has been saying that it has limited capabilities. There was supposed to be an international donor conference to provide support to the Lebanese army, but that now has been postponed. But, you know, there's really what the Israeli military is trying to do is put so much pressure on both Hezbollah, its supporters, and the state. Now we're getting reports that the Israeli defense minister said that the army has been authorized to take control of additional positions inside Lebanon. The Israeli military already controls 5 hilltop positions within Lebanese territory, some 10 square kilometers of Lebanese territory. They also control a no-go area, like a buffer zone. Anybody who approaches that area can come under fire. So you have this pressure campaign on Hezbollah to disarm. And yesterday we heard from a Hezbollah member of parliament say that the decision by the Lebanese government risks internal problems and inflaming tensions in Lebanon. And that is being seen as some sort of a veiled threat.
OK, that's the view from Beirut. Zainab, thank you. We'll just